Now I just wanted to touch on this. I ran out of time in the other video. They tell us the Earth is rotating 1,038 miles an hour at the equator, which is faster than a mediocre bullet. They do time-lapse star trails centered on Polaris, a stationary star that does not move. All the other stars go in a circle. When they do these time-lapse star trails, set up a camera and take a picture every so often over a period of 5 or 6 hours, we get these perfect circular star trails, which they use to say the Earth's rotating underneath Polaris in the sky, when in reality it's the sky that's rotating. But the problem here is, while they say the Earth is spinning 1,038 miles an hour, again faster than a mediocre bullet, they also say the Earth is orbiting the Sun at the same time simultaneously to this alleged rotation. So the Earth would be going 66,600 miles an hour this way or the other way, orbiting the Sun. They say the Earth does one full revolution or circuit around the Sun in 365 days, but every hour the Earth is orbiting at 66,600 miles an hour. So if that were true, there could be no way that there would be perfect circular star trails. These stars would run into the next star. That star would run into that star. They would all run into each other. They would deviate. You can do this every night, and they're the same. Okay? You start filming at 6 p.m., and by 7 p.m. the Earth moved from its original point almost 70,000 miles. And then the next hour, another 70,000 miles. Okay? And so on and so forth. Over a 6-hour period of time, the Earth would have moved almost 500,000 miles through the vacuum of space, that way or the other way, around the Sun. These star trails would move into each other. They could never be perfectly circular. It is ridiculous. Now they'll run to Wikipedia and Google will say, well, space is so vast that 500,000 miles would be like a grain of sand in distance. So these time-lapse star trails only record the slower speed and totally ignore the almost 70 times greater orbital speed? No, that's too convenient. It is the sky moving in a circle, a great clock. And they move in a circle. There's no way that the Earth is doing all these things, whizzing around the Sun at 66,000 miles every hour, while the Sun hurtles through the vacuum of space at almost 500,000 miles an hour. Now this is what we see with the star trails, going in perfect circles. They say the Earth is rotating faster than a bullet at the equator, 1,038 miles an hour, and simultaneously the Earth is orbiting around the Sun at 66,600 miles an hour, chasing the Sun that is moving almost 500,000 miles an hour through the galactic center of the alleged Milky Way. And when we do high-altitude balloon footage, do you see anything, any movement going on? Let's take a look. Isn't that funny? They can send high-altitude balloons up, and when they do, anybody can do this. The horizon is horizontal, level, flat, straight. And we're not whizzing around anywhere, the sun. Sometimes you can see the moon. And we're not, the freaking Earth's not spinning faster than a bullet. Scumbags. Just ridiculous. The heliocentric model is idolatry of Apollo, Orion, Artemis. They named their scumbag fake rockets Dragon. Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, Venus, Neptune, all false gods. Exodus 23:13. Do not utter the names of false pagan gods. And they mock us. They got us violating God's word every day.